was like so into golfing, I would have probably played it more, but I loved it.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I've been playing since
Okay,
I was
okay.
13. But yeah, I mean, it's on and off, and you got to really be dedicated. It takes up, 3 to 4 hours every time you want to play. And yeah, I only get to play maybe once a week, if that. So it's pretty tough. But anyway,
So is it like, do you need to think about, okay, one more point. Do you need to like really think about it when you're playing? Is it like a thinking or is more like I don't know,
like
more
strategy.
like,
Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
Yeah, so like there's so much into it, like as far as your swing and how it's going to go and where your ball's
Mm,
going to end up, and you want to always put your ball. You're thinking about the next shot, so you want to put your ball, I guess, in the best shot or the best place that you can to prepare for the next shot, even after that. And then you got to read the slopes and the hills and all that, and
Oh my God, okay.
and read
There's
yardage.
so much into it.
Oh, there's a lot, and then there's just so much, and it's never the same. You can't just be. Maybe the pros are just they're always do the same thing, and they're so consistent with it. But with me, only getting to play once a week or so, I feel like I'm always just chasing myself. So if
Mm,
that makes any.
interesting.
Well,
Interesting.
but cool. Glad you're here. Glad it's finally good to see you. I think it's been 2 years since we've talked on
So much
video.
things have changed.
Yes, so much has changed, but yeah, round two. You're back. You're awesome. You're like one of the only. You're one of the people I've stayed in contact with the most, as far as all my guests that I've had and all that. Like, yeah, there's like a select handful of people we've just faded out, but some of us have stayed connected in
Mm,
some fashion. So, but it's nice. Yeah, your little heart.
little heart.
Yeah. So, but I did go back last week and listen to our old episode.
Oh no. I cannot listen to anything I record. And
Yeah.
also, I change so much, even sometimes feel like daily, that when I listen to something like a month ago, it feels like, who was this person for me? So it's so cringe for me to watch my own stuff.
I feel that. But
Mm.
it was good. I mean, we talked about relationships. We talked about your yoga. We talked about you traveling across the U.S. in a van or something.
Yeah.
We talked about a lot. We had a great time, or I did anyway.
I loved it. It was, I would say, one of the interviews that I was like, leaving it left me with the feeling like, oh my God, it felt good afterwards. Because in the moment you might feel good, but the best measure is afterwards, when
Sure.
you feel amazing afterwards. And I was like, this felt amazing because you're so present when you're listening to people.
Well, you try to be. I mean, I enjoy it. I mean, especially with. I mean, you make it easy just with people like you have a good conversation with, and some people are not as charismatic or want to open up or actually be vulnerable, or they just want to I guess share their whatever they want to talk about if they're writing a book, if they're writing whatever that is, and rather not just have
Mm,
a deep conversation, if that makes sense.
mm,
It's just like they're just counting
total.
hours until they can get out of there and whatever it is they're promoting. So, but yeah, just be like when I do these things, I would want them like if you and I were at dinner, it almost go the exact same way, if that kind of makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Makes sense. That's what I always say. I want my podcast to feel like two friends, maybe in a coffee shop, having a conversation.
exactly. See, that's it. That's it. That's the beauty of it right there. But you wanna introduce yourself or anything? Or we're good. You don't have to do that part, do you?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna do whatever you feel is right for this,
Oh, well,
Just,
let's just like you said, let's just catch up. So
yeah,
2 years, a lot's changed with you. I know you're doing
yeah.
jujitsu now.
I am doing jujitsu now.
Love it. I love it because I started roughly about a year ago too. But you still got your podcast? Are you still doing your podcast?
I have a podcast, but I have not been very consistent with it because it's like we have so much buckets in this life, and it's like sometimes some buckets like we don't pour into those. So my podcast is at this moment not very like prioritized, but jujitsu is.
Nice.
And I'm having another competition, AGP in Georgia on May 18th. So I did one competition. This will be my second one. And I started like last June, so it will be a year next month. And
Nice.
it feels surreal.
Nice. So, all right. So why did you, let's start there. Why did you start jujitsu?
Okay.
Just
This
because?
is just a girl story. Like I was in the dressing room and I love to talk to people. So I was talking to this girl. I was like, this kimono or whatever it's called looks so good on you. Oh, actually, no, this is how it started. I was straightening my hair. She told me I look beautiful. And then we started this complimenting, like, no, you look beautiful. No, you look beautiful. No, your hair is amazing. And she was wearing the kimono and I was like, what is that? And then she said the jiu-jitsu. She was like, come. And I was like, I don't want to be with those guys because I was going to the gym. We also had jiu-jitsu and I saw sweaty guys and I was like, I don't want to be with them. And she said, you know what? On Saturdays we have a girls class. So come to the girls class. And I said yes. And I actually showed up because when I say yes to things, I actually show up. She was surprised. And then it started from there. After a month of one class in a week, so girls class, I did a regular class.
Yeah.
And then it all started. My love for jiu-jitsu got deeper and deeper and deeper.
So, how often do you train?
At this point, I train. Okay, it depends on my cycle. So if I can, I train every day, but not Sundays.
Okay.
But like a week before my cycle, I'm very inconsistent because we're women and I have to listen to my body. But if I'm feeling all right, I train almost every day.
Nice.
Sometimes twice a day. So starting from tomorrow, I'm gonna train twice a day because of the competition. So it really depends of where I am mentally, emotionally, and if it's competition coming up or not.
So you've already done one competition, correct?
Yes, and I
How was that?
was not planning that one. You would enjoy that one because this is how it went. My friends were going. So one of my friends, he's a head coach for kids,
Okay.
and another friend was going. So the competition AGP Barcelona. It was in February, I think. And they were like, Annie, you're coming. And I was like, no, I'm not. I never thought about competing in my life. I don't do jiu-jitsu. Because when you're competing, your brain works differently.
Sure.
During the classes, you are like catching different things. I never thought about competing. I never prepared for it. And it's 2 weeks before the competition. And then they asked me, and then I was like, what if 2 weeks before I do competition? And I said yes to it. I got my ticket without being able to register because there was no space available anymore. And I remember my friend, another friend, we were sitting in my car and she also wanted to come to Barcelona. And she's like, my nickname in the gym is Barbie. And she's like, Barbie, I really want to go. But like, you already got the ticket. That's not smart because you cannot like register. And another friend who knows me better, she's looking at her. I think she thinks she's going because I felt in my body that I was going. And it was a week before the competition that there was one space available. I randomly checked it and it was just one space available and I registered and then I did the competition.
Nice.
Which was like to do it this way is crazy. I don't recommend people to do it.
To not do it at all?
No, do it, but like it's better to prepare for it. But then I did it and I got the third place.
Nice. That's what's up. That's
Yeah.
good. That's awesome.
But the thing is, like, I got sick. So I was like 10 days before the competition, I was sick. And then like it was just crazy the way it happened. And then I went to Barcelona and then I got the third place, which was like felt good, but not because I got the third place. I don't know. Here's my medal. But the thing is, like, it was fun because of all the challenges that happened before. It was almost like me versus myself.
Of course.
It's not about the place and not about the medal or anything. It's more like, wow, like this is how it happened and I still did it. And I was like, good job.
So were you extremely nervous going into it?
Oh my God. So when I get quiet, something is off.
Okay.
And I was because I had all of these emotions running. When you are on, have you ever seen other people compete? Have you been to the competition itself?
Not a jujitsu one.
you are nervous even when you're not competing, even if it's your friend's friend, you become so nervous for some reason. And when I was competing, also not being confident in myself because of the way it all happened,
Of course.
I I just went inwards. I really pretty good with controlling my emotions. I just got quiet and I was just like breathing and feeling my body and being extremely present because I knew only chance of me winning was if I would stay present and like aware and in my body, which helped a lot.
So, how does the competitions work? Do you just do you fight multiple times? Do you only fight once, or is it an all day
It,
thing?
it depends. So if it's just like you and just one more person,
Yeah.
you have I don't know how it works when it's just like you and another person. Maybe you just fight once.
Okay.
But on AGP, so it was three people in my. Also, the thing is, there was no one in my weight category, which was 49. But then I also was like 52. So I went with 55 kg, and I'm gonna do this same. I'm not gonna lose weight for that. So there were three people, and I had two fights. Everyone had two fights. So I lost the first one with the judge decision, which my coach and people around have said I should have won because I was so nervous. I had the girl in close guard for how many minutes is it? 5 minutes. She couldn't open it. She couldn't open it. I was like, like when you panic, it was just like first fight. So I was trying to sweep her or like choke her, but couldn't do it because I wasn't really good at that. So she couldn't open up my guard. I had her in close guard. So judge, they added us time, and then I put her in close guard again. She couldn't open it, and then judge decided that she won. And the second fight, I was more moving. I did some other stuff too, and then I won that one. So we all had like two fights.
What are you thinking during the fights? Like while you're wrestling that girl? Like what are you just planning your next move? Are you just hanging on? Are you just what's going on? Like I know what I've been thinking about during my fights and I'm all over the place and I can't seem to piece things together. It's like as
It
far
depends. So in the class, sometimes my brain is like that too, but in the competition, I was just present.
sure.
I was just like repeating mantras, which I never told this to anyone because no one asked. I was just like, like a prayer. I was repeating that all over because I needed universe and my guides to help me. And I was just repeating mantra and like being present during the competition. That's all I was thinking. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the second one because even though I don't know what's gonna happen, I have trained a little more. At least I knew months or a little more before that I was gonna compete.
Hmm. That makes
So you are still nervous. So I'm even nervous thinking about the competition, but at least I'm not that scared,
yes.
if it makes sense.
It does. It makes a lot of sense. It's just having that recognition and that confidence going into those fights makes a lot of difference. And I only get to train once a week, and still I feel like we only train on like Wednesdays or whatever day we can. But it's like every time I go to train, it feels like I'm just relearning everything again, and I haven't been able to gain that confidence in myself and just knowing what I've learned yet, just because I don't feel comfortable with everything yet. And then when we start sparring or rolling, the whole time I'm thinking about is like, okay, how can I get him in this position and what should I do next? And then it's like, wait, I set up like a Kimura or something. Then it's like, wait, I'm missing one piece. I don't know. Then all of a sudden I lose track and then I
Mm,
get choked out or something like that. But I love it as far as the mental problem solving. I guess it's like real time strategic problem solving. But the whole time I cannot get my mind right during it. And I don't know if that just comes with more training or, just putting your hours in and to get comfortable
mm,
like everything else or what. But I just know that I feel really sporadic when I'm rolling. Like I just feel like all over the place, and I have no clue what to do. I've
mm,
got to hope and pray for the best. If that makes any sense,
mm.
because we see like some of the times we start out on our knees and we start rolling, and I immediately just go to close guard with the person I'm rolling with, just because it's like that's the first thing I know, and like I know a couple setups in close guard. So, and we just do that instead of just sit here and just push each other and grapple and stuff. And I was like, well, actually, we're learning or doing something if I just go ahead and go into close guard in some fashion. So, but yeah, the whole time I just couldn't imagine. Like, I know, like with my CrossFit competitions, what they were like, what I go through, but a regular Jiu-Jitsu match trying to, submit somebody else,
Mm.
I think it would be a little nerve wracking, especially in your first competition. I guess it's like everything else.
No, it
The more you
is.
do, the more you do, the better you get, the more comfortable you feel.
Yeah, I always feel like I'm not obviously I cannot be the technical or I'm not confident in my technique, but also when I train with the same people. So I know certain people I'm stronger, certain people are stronger than me. Obviously, I'm not talking about upper belts. Upper belts, every one of them is more technical than me. But I'm a white belt, so I'm talking about like if I'm rolling with white belts, I know I'm better than some. Some of them are stronger, so I'm more confident. And then the competition, you have never rolled with person.
Yeah.
You have no idea what's gonna happen. Also, I felt like intention helped me a lot. So when I'm trying to fight, my intention, and I make sure this to be my intention, is never to like submit or like fight or like as some guys would say like fuck them up, you know?
Yes.
Because some guys are I'm gonna fuck them up.
Oh yeah.
But my intention is to have fun. This is what I have through my because sometimes my ego takes over and I'm like, and then I get hurt. And I have to be like, okay, my intention is to be okay, how can I go here and have fun and be present? And instead of being like all over the place, just relax. And what I have learned is because I think about it a lot and I might not be as technical as I want to be, but I try to be more like philosophical about it because it's easier for me because that's how my brain works. So if I stay in control as long as I can, then somehow it happens that I pass their guard or um like submission like just comes up naturally if you just stay in control and just more relaxed than like tense and holding on to it. It helps so much and like staying present. But I also have a daily practice of meditation.
Right.
And how you do one thing is how you do everything, I believe. So when I try to stay present all day, when I come to jiu-jitsu, it's still hard, but easier, if it makes sense.
It does.
Rather than if someone doesn't have a practice of meditation, and I'm not saying you should have, if it's good if you have. So if your brain is all over all day and then you go to jiu-jitsu and it's even, your brain goes even crazier because that's hard. Jiu-jitsu is really hard. Really,
Very,
really hard.
very hard.
Very hard.
One of the first times, like I remember our first or second class when the guy who teaches us, he was like, "Yeah, y'all going to go ahead and roll for like 7 minutes or whatever." And immediately in 2 minutes, I was completely winded. I thought I was in pretty good shape from CrossFit and everything, and just doing it for 10 plus years. But I was like, "Oh my god, we got 5 more minutes! Like, can we get a timeout?" I mean, it was like, "Good gosh!" But like to your point though, like knowing that I can do that now and stay more within myself and know how to handle my body and how to breathe and how to like let's not go 100% the whole time during the match and actually do some strategic moving that
Rest.
so that I'm doing better with it. But it's also that that's really fucking hard, just like you said. And like, oh, if I can do this, I can do a lot of other things, like outside
So
of here.
hard.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons I stick with jiu-jitsu because I'm not saying this from an ego standpoint. I'm saying this how it truly is. Everything I have tried, like on the first try, people have said like, "Have you never done this?" Because I was so good. Even when I did the golf thing, I was just like, I had never played golf, but for some reason it was a good match. People was like, "You never played it?" Or I tried pole dancing, and the teacher asked me 3 times, "This is really your first time?" So I was like, "When I tried jujitsu, I couldn't do anything, nothing,
Yes.
zero things I could do." And I'm still cannot do, I still feel like I cannot do anything and I still feel like this is not good enough. And I feel like it's a different kind of hard because if you do, for example, I CrossFit is really not my thing. When I tried it, I was really good at it because I'm active physically.
Yes.
So it transferred, Jiu-jitsu, you maybe if you do judo, you can do something from standing. But other than that, if you've never done jiu-jitsu, you need to do jiu-jitsu to be good in jiu-jitsu. That's what I think personally. So I don't know if I will ever feel like I've got it in jiu-jitsu or if I will feel like this is enough. I don't know. Maybe that will be the day that I stop doing it. So I have no idea, but it's really hard.
Are you still doing the pole dancing? I think we talked a little bit about that last time.
I don't know. I tried.
You
Did
tried
we?
I
Did
think
we?
you were either telling me you wanted to try it or you were going to
I think
try it.
I told you I wanted to try it,
Maybe that's what
but
it
then yeah, I started it and I'm doing it. That's hard too, but not as jujitsu hard. This is
Sure.
more like physically hard, but
Sure.
fun, so much fun. And obviously, people think pole dancing like a stripper, but there's so much more to pole dancing just to stripping. It's more like you learned how to control your body, and my coach was making fun of me, but it helps me with jiu-jitsu because your grips get so strong
Yeah. Yeah.
and
I've
your
watched
upper body.
Yeah, and just being able to hold yourself in certain positions and all this, it's like, whoa, they are pretty strong. Yeah.
Yeah, you learn how to control your body and breathing. Oh my God. Did you have the thing where you started jiu-jitsu so you were not breathing at all in
Yes.
the beginning? I was
Yeah.
like, and I
Yeah.
was exhausting myself.
Yeah. That was me. Like I was just like pouring sweat. This like once we ever like he said break or time or something, I was like, what just happened? You know, it's just like give me some air. Like what is going on?
Oh my
Plus,
God, you
you
don't
try not
breathe.
to you like my competitiveness comes out because I don't want to get choked out and I want to actually win a match. And then it's just like
Mm,
yeah, the adrenaline comes through my head. And, like I don't even know like what just happened. 30 minute later, and I don't even know what I'm doing. But
yeah,
it's like you said, I
I
love it,
was like that too.
but it's cool
Yeah.
because I'm starting to figure it out little by little. But I do know that if I was able to train as much as you are right now, I would be further along. I feel like. So, like I said, like I feel like I'm doing it enough just to keep sucking at it, if that makes.
Mm, I suck at it too. So I just tell myself I'm being a little delusional about it because Delulu is the best. We have this joke that how Delulu I with like things like this. I tell myself I'm good at it for me to be able to be good at it because it's really hard. But like to be honest, still every class I feel like, oh, I should be better. With the amount of time I should be better.
Well, I think
Well,
it's just normal thinking. I mean, but
I'm so hard on myself. More like I have this paradoxical thinking. I am thinking I'm the queen of the universe,
mm,
while at the same time I'm thinking I'm never doing enough. I always
been that way.
want the best, the most.
Has that always been that way for you?
I'm a first child, and I was also like I had to be the example of perfection all the time. Maybe that has to do something with it. Not maybe that has to do something with it. But also I have this thing that something inside of me that never like lets me to settle. I feel like I can do more. And because of that, I should be doing more. If it makes sense. I don't
That's
know.
a good quality to have, I think. I mean, it keeps you striving for more and to do. Let's just not settle. I guess that there's always
Yeah.
something better to get or gain, and you're always working towards that.
Yeah. But I had to learn how to be grateful for what I have because then I was going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you always think when you think you can do more, it's good, but when you don't have enough and you're coming from this space of not enoughness, depletes you rather than just give you energy. So I had to learn how to be satisfied with what I have while striving for more,
Mm, I see.
which was hard. And sometimes I still cannot do it. Some days I have days where I'm like, ah, I'm all over the place, and I'm like, oh, this is not enough. My life, I should be at way more, but like better place. But then it's like reminder.
Do you do something to kind of reset yourself, like when you get thinking like that? Is that like
Yeah.
your mantras and your meditations part, or do you do other things?
What I have learned is when my brain isn't in the right state, nothing helps until I almost it's like a decision I have to make in my head. It's like the gratitude helps me the most. So I start by imagining my life worse than it is. Like if my son would had an illness or my mom was dead or knocking on the wood. But then I imagine it, and then I'm like, oh my God, I'm so grateful that I have a healthy son. I don't even want to imagine how hard it is to take care of someone who is not healthy. And I'm like, oh, I have a house, I have an apartment, I don't have to pay rent, or like the simplest things. It
Sure.
doesn't have to be some huge thing. Or if I'm driving, I'm like, oh my God, these people are using bus right now. Nothing wrong with using the bus. This is my way of being. I'm like, oh, this is so comfortable to own a car and drive a car. So imagining my life worse than it is already reminds me how blessed I am. And that's just like my simple practice to be then like, okay, Annie, actually you're blessed, so stop it.
Yes. Yeah, I heard somebody say one time that, if you have a bad day, um, like, if somebody cuts you off in traffic or whatever, and then you just go on and talk about it all day, like it just ruins your whole day. And it was like, well, did you really have a bad day, or did you just have like a bad 5 minutes and you just talked about it all day? And so,
Exactly.
and that's stuck with me here recently, just because, it's like you just said, it's easy to go down that negative route and to start thinking that way. Then all of a sudden, everything is shit. And then all of a sudden, just wait. If you could just reset a little bit, like just like you said, like, okay, well, I get to, I have food tonight. I got a comfortable bed to sleep in. I got a house and all that. It's like it's really not that bad. So
Yeah. Yeah, the food thing, like we all have been there. You might have money, but you were lazy to get the groceries and you got hungry and you literally just don't even have noodles at home or to cook it. Doesn't it feel so good when you have those groceries and like you have the food you can cook or like even snacks at home, like the simplest things. I think Abraham Hicks, have you heard of her, talks about like this path of least resistance and how we humans choose the path of the most resistance. And even when you are sad, the path of least resistance for me sometimes is to start cleaning up my one area of the house, and then that's the path of least resistance. So you have to choose the path of least resistance to get yourself motivated, to get yourself to the workout class, whatever it is. For some people, it's just like putting on the workout clothes or whatever it is
yeah,
for you. So I also remind that to myself, like, what's the path of least resistance if I'm sad for to be on a better mood. I also tell myself, which it might not be good, that this is all like illusion. Like suffering is illusion because I know I'm suffering because I'm thinking about something negative. Because if someone called me and told me the best news ever, I would be so happy, even no matter what's going on in my life,
yeah,
unless I'm not talking about actual, if someone is dying or something. I'm talking about everyday stuff. So even being aware that this is just like a big illusion, that just my brain is not focusing on the right thing, just helps me to not take it too seriously, if it makes sense.
yeah. No, I get that 100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I forgot
Yeah.
you were very. Seems like last time we talked, I noticed that you were like very self-observant or self-aware. Just like, when you say like your brain and how you just kind of know how it works. And I feel like a lot of people,
Yeah.
they don't really know or understand like why they do the things that they do, other than just that, hey, it's just, it helps them either, like get less stress, or like you saw about the path of least resistance or most resistance. They just don't really know how they really are and how to get themselves out of
Mm.
these funks and look at things in a different light. And I forgot about that you seem to have that. And I was really admired by that. I was like, it's really cool. Like that you just don't see it often anymore. Or I don't think so anyway.
Mm. I try to be, and also I try to not to bring that into my everyday life with everyone. So before, when I started this journey, like my spiritual journey, I don't like using these labels, but how else we're gonna talk about this? I was like always trying to talk to this with everyone. And then like, no, you have to, with your friends, you have to have fun conversations, uplifting conversations. Not everything should be deep. So since then, I learned quickly, so I saw it quickly how it was not working. So since then, I'm like just like so easy with conversations. I never go deep unless someone asks me a question. I just have the awareness in myself and I use it in my friendships. For example, if my friend is telling me something and our brain is always judging. You can never avoid judging. That's how our brain works. We like something, we don't like something. And if I have a judgmental thought, I'm like, no, that's none of my business. I'm here to support her. I'm here to listen to her. So energy transfers, but I don't have to voice that.
I agree.
Yeah, because then it's boring. If every conversation is deep, it becomes, unless you are that person, like this is a podcast, this is why we are here to talk about stuff,
Yes.
then it's fun. But other than that, it's just
But no, I agree with
weird.
you, because those conversations are fun, but there are sometimes that, you don't want to go talk about, free will or determinism and, you know, politics and religion and go down all these roads and, finding your uniqueness and stuff like that. But it's just more just to have fun, like like golfing today with my friends. We were just telling stupid jokes and making fun of each other, and like it was fun that way. We just didn't have to, like you said,
Exactly.
be serious the whole time, and it means a lot.
Exactly.
Like I don't know if there's a balance to that or what, but I was at a party last night and nobody was having these deep cut type conversations. Everyone was just having a good time, enjoying drinks, and just making fun of each other and just talking. And just like you said, just
Mm-hmm.
uplifting each other and not getting too critical of one another or anything like that, or asking people like, "Oh, what are your politics?" And judging them off of whatever they're going to say. So
No, don't judge people. You will have judgmental thoughts, but like just like my mantra is like none of my business. That's I actually think about that. I'm like none of my business
yeah, it's a good mantra.
because it is not.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's how I feel. If somebody doesn't want to tell me something, like I don't pry at them or keep asking. I was like, all right, well, I mean, that's fine. I mean, if you want to tell me, feel free to, but I'm not sitting here for you to tell me. It's none of my business. So makes
exactly.
perfect sense. Yeah. Then I could just go on my life and be,
Mm-hmm.
be all right with it and be happy. So
Yeah, I agree.
okay. But so what else? What else has been going on? Okay. Gym, jujitsu. You looks like you got some new ink. I don't remember you having that right there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
this one is new. This one is new. I did not have that. I feel like since when we talked, I'm still on my spirit. We are on still journey. Healing is like ongoing. So since then, I'm way more of myself than I was 2 years ago, and I'm grateful that it's like that and it's not like the opposite. So every time I do like new tattoo, I feel like this should have been here, and like okay, it's revealed now rather than I did it. It was so weird.
What do you mean? How do you
Like
mean?
okay, so I mean it in a way. It's like it's not like I'm doing the tattoo and the tattoo is new. I have the feeling like this tattoo should always have been here, but
Uh,
it was not.
okay. That makes sense now.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
I didn't get that. Okay. Well, that's
And this one, my dad jokes that I look like a gladiator, like
badass.
I love it. I don't know. I love it. And I have a new face tattoo, a heart here.
I saw that earlier and I was wondering if that was it.
Yeah. Nope. It's everyone before they ask me, they think that I'm like painting it every day, and then like it's a tattoo. I have a face tattoo.
Was that one pretty tough? Like pain wise? Was that hard?
None of the tattoos were painful. Only painful part was like the hair on the bone.
Yeah.
Even this, I have a really good tattoo artist, He doesn't even majority of the people tattoos, it's so itchy when it heals.
Mm,
None of them were itchy or anything. I have a really good guy.
much good. It's always good to have a good tattoo artist.
Yeah, and I like him as a person and I like him as a tattoo artist. Everyone I have, my nails girl or whoever it is, I like them as a person too. You have to like those people as
Well, yeah, you're gonna be spending some time with
people.
them. So a lot of hours.
Yeah.
So how long did this one take? How many hours?
So I went there at 1 and left at 7.
6 hours?
So 6 hours. Yeah,
Hmm.
6 hours. It's like a leopard or not tiger, but leopard print.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it looks cool.
Thank you. I agree.
Oh shoot. So you're still on this journey, like you just said?
Everyone, aren't it you? Don't you have like everyday new realizations and you were like, oh, I was, yeah.
It seems like
But
hey, I find something new and move on. But yeah.
yeah, I
But
feel like I'm more like every day. It's like so I'm thinking about it, listening to the podcast still. I'm journaling, so maybe it's more active for me. I don't know if it's that what you mean, but that is one thing that is always constant, like every day. I want to be peaceful. I want to be happy. I want to have the best life ever. Not every day is the same. So because of that, I try to learn new things of
yeah,
how to achieve that.
keeps you growing for sure.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
got
yeah,
anything
yeah.
else in mind you plan on learning?
Hmm?
You got anything else in mind for the future that you're trying to do? Like learn, like something else? Like do you want to play an
You
instrument?
know what? Not an instrument. Like I want to be already playing a piano, but I'm not willing to put the time and effort to
Yeah.
learn it.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to do it when I was living in Florida, but doesn't bring me that much joy. Maybe tomorrow I wake up and next time we talk, I'm like, you know what? I have been doing piano lessons every day. I don't know. But like it doesn't bring me joy. But what brings me joy, okay, I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I eventually want to film a short film
Ooh.
because I love taking pictures and videos and I can edit for hours. And that's when my brain is in the flow and not working almost. It's like no thoughts come to my mind.
Mm.
So I'm taking, Skillshare?
Yes.
I'm taking so many classes on editing. So I don't know, eventually. Maybe it will take 10 years, maybe 1 year.
That's
I
awesome.
don't know.
What kind of short film are you
But I
thinking? What do you?
I want to do about motherhood and like almost like this silent, because everyone thinks this motherhood is this amazing thing, which is, but also what is not talked about, I want to show it. Sometimes how like it doesn't matter if you have a partner or not, it's not about that. How women we feel, how I don't know how to explain it. How I that's why I want to like show it. You can be so lonely sometimes
Yes.
and lost, and you're raising another human being, and you are giving, and you feel so depleted. Sometimes you get mad at your own child, which no one talks about, and sometimes you don't want to ever see their face, which no one talks about. So I want to just show that part of motherhood, almost like the silent part of it, how no one talks about it, but everyone in their own heart, they know it's there. So let's see. This is the first time I'm talking about that,
Oh, okay. Well, good. I mean, I like it. I mean, that's
Yeah,
a good view
makes me
of.
nervous.
Nah, don't should make you nervous, but that's a good view.
Not nervous, excited maybe.
There you go. There you go. It should be exciting
Yeah.
projects like that.
Mhm.
But that's a good viewpoint to have with something like that because, if you do say something like you said, if you do get mad at your kid or whatever, then you're a bad person or you're a bad mom or whatever. But it happens. It just again, just we don't see it because no one ever wants to talk about that because they'll be labeled as a bad mother. But there are sides to.
Yeah.
There's always almost two sides to everything. So, but it's
Hmm.
cool to like to kind of sit in on look at that alternate viewpoint rather than just saying like, oh, it's always rainbows and gummy bears. It's always like
No,
great.
it's not.
Yes, I mean, like I'm not a parent by any means, but I can just imagine from what the stories that I've heard that it can't always be 100%.
It can, yeah. Especially I'm thinking about every detail as I'm thinking about other areas of my life. And I want to give him all the emotional support, and I can't, and I'm not, and I'm traumatizing him probably. And then he will grow up and tell me the thing that you did, no matter how much I try, he will be like, do you remember when you were talking to your friend and not listen to me? I got trauma. It probably is gonna happen, so I cannot avoid that. But it is, yeah. It's hard in the sense that like you are still figuring out your life, and there's another person who constantly needs
Oh yeah,
your energy and attention. My son talks to me all day, and I'm not even joking. All day nonstop he talks. Sometimes I cannot even hear myself thinking.
oh gosh.
So it's even that's to listen to someone hard. So I learned to zone out sometimes
Yeah.
and to be like, yeah, and no one talks about that.
Right, right.
So yeah, that's it.
How old's your son?
He will be 7 in July 4th.
July 4th.
Independence Day, baby.
Have you been back to the States since the last time you went traveling across?
No, no, but I think when we're talking, I was still with his dad. So now I'm officially divorced and his dad is back to the States. That's also big news.
That is big news.
Yeah, I think I was, yeah, 2 years ago, probably I would have been married. So his dad is back. I did not want to go back.
Did
I have a lots of grandmas here who are more than happy to help me. And I can train and do my own stuff, which is good.
can we? Do you want to talk like why you got divorced, or is that something?
No, we can talk about with you, we can talk about anything.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if that's something you wanted to bring up or talk about, or was just like that.
Oh,
Or you wanted
I
to
don't mind.
share, or what?
It
But
wasn't like traumatic or anything. Like we're still like we're still almost like besties, so it was not a traumatic thing. Also, so me and his dad were classmates in school.
Okay.
Then when I was 19, we got married. So we have been together totally 7 years married, 1 year, 8 years. So throughout these 8 years, imagine getting married now. Even for me, I'll be like 28 soon. It's challenging. And when I was 19, we didn't know what we were doing. And I was 20 and had a child in US, zero help. We didn't have anyone to go on a date night, have fun. It was so like, it's not like we were not having fun. I don't want to put it that way, but it's different when you have grandmas and everyone. In Georgia, especially in US, mothers raise their children. Rarely grandmas take care of it. Maybe once a month on an Easter, they will take kid for 2 hours. Majority of the times it's like that. But here, my son is with the grandmas every weekend. And like even today, he's with my mom. And this is normal and we love it. And this is how I was raised also. Whole summer he's with another grandmother. So when we were in US and we went through so many things together, you couples either like grow together or grow apart. And as a couple, we grew apart, not as friends or as a family. I was joking with my dad. My dad and him still talk every day almost. I was joking like I feel like he's our cousin or someone, because like the family aspect has been really strong. But like as a couple, we just like, he wanted different things, I wanted different things. I also wanted to experience how it feels to live for myself, because from my parents' house, I went as a wife. I never had like, a time of my life where I was living just for myself as a single person. Also, before I was always in a relationship. So I felt like I was tired and he wanted to travel, do different things. So we didn't even have a conversation. It just happened by itself, to be honest. So nothing, no drama there.
It's really interesting. So it just kind of happened on its own. Like you just saw it, like you just kind of saw it happening, but all of a sudden it was like, well, boom, it's here.
Yeah, you feel it. You feel like we felt it. We had conversations before, but then, so we got this apartment, renovated this, and I just moved here and he just left.
Okay.
Yeah. The more I do this inner work, the more things happen by itself in my life. Like the people that are not for me somehow get removed from my life, or we just lose connection or whatever, and friendships or whatever. And this also was so aligned that it just happened by itself. I just like sent his clothes to his mom's place, brought everything mine and my son's here, and just like happened by itself.
Is him and your son still going to have some type of relationship if he's back in the States, or?
So Max, my son's name is Max. He was with he's just saw his dad on his winter break.
Okay.
Probably gonna see him in September too. So, and his dad is not planning to stay there forever. This is just his transitional period. So yeah, Max is going there to see him, and then he's gonna come back and then travel. He doesn't want to live in Georgia. He does not like living in Georgia, which we're from. He wants to just travel all the time. So then maybe he's gonna take him, and then sometimes he's gonna be with me. That's we're gonna figure out. But for now, they talk like so often, and
Okay.
he goes to US. Max, my son was born in US, so he
Right.
was living there for 4 years.
I remember.
Yeah. So he's very comfortable there.
Well, good. Yeah, I mean, like I was just wondering this stuff, how that would work. Just if your son Max would be upset not having a relationship with his own father, or what, if that might play into his
Obviously, it
experiences
affected
growing
him.
up, I guess.
Oh, it affected him because when his dad left, every time he saw a man, he would jump on them and play with them. And like he had this need to get the love from the man, because the way his dad played with him was crazy. Like they would wrestle and whatever. And he tried to have that with every man. But then like when he went there and saw him, like he calmed down and he realized that still loves him. It's not that he left him. So he understands it better. But for a little bit, it affected him for sure.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My parents got divorced when I was 3. I don't know if we talked about this last time, but
No, we did not.
Okay, yeah, I was 3 years old, and, like, I don't really remember a lot from that,
Mm,
but my mom ended up getting remarried when, I don't know, I may have been 7 or 8 by then, so I did have a stepfather for a while, but my dad, I see him on holidays and birthdays and stuff like that, so we kinda have a relationship, but it's one of those that, we just don't see each other a lot at all.
mm,
It's kinda almost forced conversation when we do see each other, so,
mm. Me too with my biological dad,
yeah.
because I was raised my stepdad too, and
Mm,
I get it. It's almost like sometimes don't you feel like who is this person? Like you know it's your dad, but
yeah, yeah.
like the connection, the feeling connected is not there.
It was always tough too
Yeah.
because, he had part-time custody of us when we were little, and it was always like, do I make mom happy or do I make, dad happy? Or one of these are gonna be upset by me either not going or going somewhere or whatever. And it was always like, I don't know what to do. And like I was always felt like I was put in the middle a lot for making decisions
Mm,
where they're like, "Oh, do you want to go to your dad's?" And it was like, "Well, no, not really. I just want to. I'd rather stay here with you, mom." And then my dad would be upset, or vice versa. And I always hated that feeling of feeling like I'm stuck in the middle. No matter what I do is going to
mm.
be wrong, or what decision I
Did
make.
they have a bad breakup? They were not talking?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Uh, yeah, it
Based on,
affects.
yeah, based on what I
That because my parents were not talking too, so that affects.
yeah, and it was like
Yeah.
if he did come to the house to pick us up, and it was almost like they couldn't even like have a small conversation by any means. Couldn't even just say, "Hey, how are you?" or whatever. It was just they saw
Mm,
each other in each other's sights. They immediately just left the room or got out or just did whatever they had to do just to avoid seeing each other or not talking. If that makes sense.
mm. Yeah, I made sure because I have also experienced that. I made sure I would not have had that with his father. But it was a conscious decision because I don't have to have a relationship, friendship with him, but I chose to for myself, not for my son. Because this is another thing we don't talk about it. Everything you do for another person, for a child, you get it's hard, you get drained. So I chose to do it for myself because it's easier for me to have a relationship rather than not talk to him ever again. Also, we didn't have a bad breakup and there was like no drama or anything. So I still like talk to him, have like really like friends. We even recorded a podcast recently. So I think hopefully that will make easier for Max because I know how it feels when it's not like that and you know how it feels. So let's see.
Yeah, it's just tough. It's just a tough situation, but it seems like you're making the best of it though. Better than what
Trying.
well, yeah, so even you're still trying to do it and just, here some of my friends who are divorced and have gone through that with kids and stuff, it always like 9 times out of 10 just seems like messy and that it's just
Mm,
can't like again, it's just like how I just told you about my parents. It just seems just can't get along. They don't want to be in the same room and just it's just tough on both ends for the kid and for the parents too at the same time. So,
yeah, you have to be an adult
yeah.
and adulting is hard.
It's
We don't want to do it.
yes, yeah, adulting is very hard and but it seems like a lot of it is just kind of miscommunication too, though. It's just like, let's sit down in the room and work these matter out rather than just
Oh, I agree.
yeah. It seems like a lot of it could be solved with just doing that rather than just going back and forth for whatever reason and then just assuming random shit.
Yeah, even he's dating someone. They got engaged, and the girl wanted to meet me because he met Max, and he was like, she's like Annie's mom, and I just met her. She was like, oh my God, I've heard nice things about you. You're so pretty. I was like, no, you're pretty, and like, I'm so happy that you're there, and like, I I chose to have this relationship. I always, since I decided to when I got divorced, I was like, this is gonna be the best thing that's gonna happen to me. And then I was like, Max is gonna have two moms and two dads instead of just one.
No,
So this is my mentality going into this. And the thing is, I trust Andrew that he's gonna choose the best person for Max.
sure.
I know there is no way Andrew's my ex-husband that he's gonna let any woman who's not gonna bring value to his son around him. And he does the same to me. We trust each other in that completely. So whenever it's gonna happen for me, and I always, if I'm dating someone, I make sure to observe how they treat my son, and he does the same.
Smart.
So then, yeah, I because I have a son and he has a son. and he is the center of my universe. And it's not just me. And if you want a person, you want them with their dogs, cats, parrots, and kids and parents. That's how I think it works.
No, I think you're right. I think you're 100% right. But
Yeah.
are so in Georgia, are divorce rates pretty high there? Just
I
like
don't know, to be honest. I feel like at this point, divorce rate is high everywhere.
yeah, like
Don't you think
US
like
is like
that?
ridiculous. Like it's like so I was just wondering if it's like that in other countries because
I don't know.
like to
Good
your point, because
question.
you said like it seems like a lot of people like helping people out, like your grandmas or whatever you were just talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And so it seems like the culture there is more let's be for everyone and help out where we can and blah blah blah. Where US seems to be just like whatever, just what's to get a divorce,
Oh.
call it quits, and hate each other now.
Yeah, because of that, because people care about what others think so much here, and the family members are always in your business. Like the marriages are like, I think, observing, like divorce rate is still high, but people try to work on it before they do it. Because like the families are, like no, and no one wants to get divorced, but probably divorce rate should be high here too. I don't know how crazy it is here, but it should be high too. I feel like because of maybe, I don't know, men are different here. Like men don't help their women as much as you guys help your women, but also our parents help us. So I don't know.
What do you
I
mean
don't know, it's different.
as much?
Like for example, I have observed that men in the US split the chores. Like if you're living with someone 50-50, like I do the
Really?
dishes, you cook whatever. In Georgia, maybe new generation or my generation a little bit, but majority of the guys don't help with kids or whatever. House chores. No. Because they're used to their moms doing it, and their moms come and they're like, no, sit, I'm gonna do it. So they don't do it.
I never even thought about that, but yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
I
good.
like doing it. Yeah. My son's father was always, we were splitting everything. He's not very like Georgian mentality, but majority of the guys here would not be standing there doing dishes. Maybe new generation and not everyone in new generation.
And it's just always been like that. Just guys just kind of hang back in Georgia, let all the women
Yeah,
go.
and you know why? Because when you guys go to the college, your life is your own responsibility.
Yes.
Majority of the people in the college still live with their parents here, and moms do everything for their boys. Like they cook, they clean. I grew up with having no responsibilities around the house. I wasn't even cleaning my own shoes until I got married because my grandmother was doing everything for me. She would cut and peel fruit and bring it inside my bedroom and give it to me. So I feel
Nice.
like our mother's generation and grandmother's generation make men and even women very lazy. I was saved by living in the US by my own and then had to do everything for myself. And I remember one time I was talking to my mom and I know what I told her, like I know no one is here, but I still feel like someone is gonna cook for me now. Because when you are raised like that 19 years,
Yeah, you're
you
waiting.
want that. You like the feeling of waiting is still there.
Yes, I get that.
Even today I went to my grandma to eat and then came back.
Hmm.
Yeah, but in US I was like cooking 3 times a day, making my own ice creams
Yeah,
and then stuff. Yeah, different lifestyle.
it's a very different lifestyle compared to that. Like like I live by myself, so it's like if I didn't do anything, then I guess my house would just be a pigsty or whatever. But
Exactly.
I wouldn't mind getting like some type of cleaning lady though. That'd be nice. Just
Yeah,
because
cleaning lady.
I hate doing all that shit.
Cleaning lady is nice. Also, it's so much cheaper here to get a cleaning lady. Obviously, the salaries are less too, but like if you have an income in dollars, life here is like amazing because last time I had a cleaning lady would have been how much in dollars? Like $25 would have been.
It's cheap.
You would not get a cleaning lady for that. My apartment is not really big, but still, like income. That's why so many people from US, or if they have like online business or job, come to Georgia, because we don't have much taxes, and also so cheap when you have income in dollars. He's like planning his life now
Yeah, I was like,
already,
yeah, I'm coming over there, I guess.
calculating behind.
What
Hmm.
what's life like there since like the Ukraine war? Because Ukraine's like right above you, right?
Yeah, I
Do you
think
feel any
like
effects? No.
huh?
Do you feel any effects from the war, the Ukraine war and Russia war, or is it
I
just
I'm so such a I don't know if it's good or, but I'm the least political person
okay?
ever. I have no idea. I hear about my friends what's happening in the, even now there are so many things people don't like. Like I never have an idea what's going on in the world other than like if there's a war, I know there's a war. I
Right.
don't know if we had any effects or anything. I know which I should probably know more, but I feel like I care about my peace so much. And one of the monks said, like, they asked him, like, why wasn't he worried about some war or something? And he said, what am I gonna add if I also, my energy is scattered and I'm nervous? We can only heal each other by like healing energy and like having peace inside. And I like that idea of instead of like being nervous. Obviously, I'm not saying, even when COVID happened, I did like US tour.
Yes.
So my way of looking at it is I don't go deep into it. Might be wrong, but this is how I do it. So I don't know any effects, but I know what I know is Georgian people have been standing by people in Ukraine, sending money, trying to like shelter them if they came here. Rent was crazy high here, as I know,
Yeah.
because so many Ukrainian and Russian people came here and it was on demand. That's all I know. So other than that, rather than knowing that there are so many Ukrainian people, I don't know.
Well, that answers the question just because, over here, I mean, I hear is just whatever I see on the news or whatever. And it's like, things are so bad and blah, blah, blah. But, I was just wondering, like, surrounding countries of Ukraine, that it's like, was it bad everywhere? Is it just, like I had some friends
I
go
don't know.
visit. I think they went to Germany a few months ago. It was like 3 or 4 months ago. And they were like, no, it was fine there, in
I
Germany.
feel like it's fine here, but that's my experience. Even when COVID happened, what people were saying in the news, and I was in US in those states, I traveled that time. My experience was different. I don't know because I attracted good experiences, or every time when I was in a state or a city, it got worse, I would leave it. Naturally, it would happen that I would leave and then it would have got worse. So my experience is always so much better. I don't know because if it's the country's experience or just mine, but I did not feel any effects, to be honest. And I'm probably really lucky
Yeah, I would definitely say
to
so.
be able to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think anybody who's not has this being a war burdened country right now is pretty lucky. But
Yeah, even when I was little, I found some huge box at my grandma's the other day, my like diaries and stuff, notes. And I found this because in 2008, we had a war here in Georgia. And it was in Tbilisi also, and I was experiencing it. But for some reason, I was not traumatized by that. I don't know. Things like that like did not affect me. I don't know why. Obviously, I'm never talking about someone's death or if someone I love is like in hospital or something. That would affect me, but
sure.
anything else, even if something breaks that I love, my car isn't working right now, like I'm very adaptable if it makes sense
It
to
does.
situation.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I don't
you have
stuff like that doesn't affect me.
you can either let it affect you, like you just said, like if your car breaks or whatever, then you're like, oh crap, what do I do? Then you just woe is me, or you can actually adapt and like, well, I'll just figure something else out, how to get around town or whatever. It's
Exactly.
it's like we were talking about earlier, like jujitsu teaches hard things, and it's like what you're able to accomplish these hard things. So it's like okay, like my car breaking down is not the worst thing that could happen right now. So and you can figure it
So
out.
true.
You can figure it out.
I
But
agree.
going back a little bit though, do you plan on dating or what's your future goals for that?
So I have been dating
Okay.
and then I have a breaking up because how can I say it? I know what I want. I know how I want to feel. And you cannot just look at the person and know if they're going to give you what you want or not.
Mm,
So you have to date them. and then be like, okay, this is not for me. You're an amazing person, not for me. They're not bad. I had a boyfriend since my ex and dated few people. So yeah, I'm always open for the right person. You have to be open. But I know because I have a son, I want them to also accept my son and accept me with everything. And I'm not saying accept me as I am. Obviously, we still have to bring value to each other. And I realized when I have been working on myself and the feedback I get is amazing, I want the same from another person. So when I'm gonna get that, I'm gonna settle. The feeling of like, because for example, my ex-boyfriend, he started to become very jealous. I'm not gonna be with a jealous person because I'm not doing anything. He was like, you're taking 2 classes in the gym in a row. What's happening? I was like, I love to work out. And I was not doing jiu-jitsu, but imagine if I started doing jiu-jitsu and he would have been like, you're not gonna roll with the guys, which like I would not consciously roll with a guy. There is no point of me rolling with like 80 kg guys. What am I going to get out of it?
No.
But if we're drilling and it happens that I'm partnered up with the guy, I'm okay with that. And also for the guys, they roll with the guys because they have to control everything. I'm small, I'm tiny. Like, but then yeah, those kind of things are not acceptable for me. Amazing guy, really, truly. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. Probably would have been different with another person. But like those kind of things would not work for me. Would you be with someone who is like done their jiu-jitsu or like
Oh no, they'd be gone. No,
yeah, that's
not even
what I
close.
mean.
Not even close.
If they're like, don't touch that girl ever in jiu-jitsu class.
Yeah. Well, that's a good question though. So you've kind of already answered it for me, but I remember in our jujitsu classes, it seemed like there was there was only like 5, 6 of us. I can't remember how many started out when we started doing it, but there was like a line drawn, like okay, only the guys should roll with the guys and girls with the girls, and like nobody knew how to cross that line or what to do. But there was some people who, if it was like a random number, like one girl be like, yeah, I don't mind rolling with the guys. It's no big deal. Just, just don't like, crush me or anything weird like that. But so is it pretty normal for like for your classes just to like if you want to go roll with the guy,
Yeah.
you go roll with the guy?
Yeah, pretty normal. Because also the thing is the gym we go to, I'm very lucky. I attract places like that, to be honest, and people like that because I cannot physically stay in other kind of places. We're just like one big family. Like I have parties. I also have an upcoming party now, and it's just like jiu-jitsu people party. And outside of the gym, we have friendships too. Because of that, I roll with the guys that are my friends, but not always. But if I feel like it, I would. So I would not just like if a random guy comes, I would not go and roll with them because I don't know if they're safe or not. I have to protect myself. I have to take care of myself. And yeah, I would occasionally roll with the guys, but or if the coach sometimes rolls with if it's a gi class, he rolls with the girls to see where we are at. Other than that, yeah, I would not want to roll with the guys and probably like it's not something you would do all day every day because it doesn't make sense. If you want to become better at jiu-jitsu, you roll with a similar skill or less or more, but like weight and like strength really matters so much.
Mm, definitely. Definitely that. Yeah, that was just something I've always just wondered. And
Mm.
we do our jujitsu at our actual CrossFit gym rather than an actual jujitsu studio or whatever you call them. So
Mm.
I just didn't know what the normal protocol, I guess, for other.
It depends also. We have lots of girls. Everyone said that. For example, my friends, upper belts, who have trained in different countries and gyms, we have a lot of girls for the normal jiu-jitsu class or gym. We have like, so I don't know, I have never counted, but we are a lot.
That's good.
So yeah, maybe that also affects. Maybe if it's just like one girl, I don't know.
Yeah, I would say it would affect it just depending. Like I don't know what other gyms are like, but I mean most of my CrossFit gym is probably 70% female, 30% male. But
Yeah, it's a friendship thing also. Go to a jiu-jitsu if it's a I had recently recorded this with my friend and she's also a women's coach. Like I have been to Barcelona in a gym, also Ireland and Poland. And I choose gym intuitively, and somehow the gym I choose is such a family environment. I'm still friends with people in Ireland gym.
That's
So
cool.
like just don't choose the biggest, most flashy gym, probably, unless your intuition says to go there. Just choose the one intuitively if you like more friendly environments. Because I love that. I want every time I go somewhere there, it feels like family. And
Yeah.
I want that vibe.
Well, when I see your Instagram stories and stuff like that, it looks like it's like a good vibe, just like you just said. Like the whole gym
Oh,
looks good. It looks clean. The people look like they're having a great time, and it just looks like, oh, she's got a
yeah.
cool place. Like it's really
Yeah,
cool.
it is a cool place. We are friends literally outside of the gym. We like see each other every day and we eat outside of the gym together. We meet before the class. So it's like a friendship, and that's the best. If people have never experienced that, either change the gym or change the approach or whatever, because it's so nourishing and nurturing and like
Yeah, it seems like
amazing.
you got a good community, and that's what keeps bringing people back to like gyms like that. When you find like a good group of people that you enjoy being with inside the gym and outside of the gym, that I mean, that's how it works for me. I mean, some of my best friends I've made inside the gym, and like
Yeah,
today, two of the guys that I played golf with, they're members of the gym too, and they're cool dudes. And so it's just like, yeah, we can do things outside of the gym too, and
yeah,
it's fun, it's nice, it's cool. You can actually see them in a different light, so to speak, rather than just always seeing them inside the gym and how they are there. Get to know them a little bit.
exactly. I agree.
Yeah, but I also like your stories. You have you have really good music taste.
Oh,
Like
thank
every
you.
time I like go through your stories or your posts or whatever, I was like, man, that's a good song. Where did she find that? I've like heard of it. It's like you just like listen to music
uh,
all day,
I
and stay on top of it, or what?
I love putting on those stories. Like it just sometimes feels like my meditation, finding the right vibe of the music for the story, and then making those videos, which just for me it's fun. That's purely not for likes or anything.
Right.
I post the videos that I would want to watch or makes me happy. Because in the beginning, I would not show some other parts of myself. Like I would not post anything funny. I would just like post pictures. And then I was like, no, like I do so many things. And then sometimes like I make fun. We like the video I posted recently, me and my friend working out, both of us so sore. It's at the end of the week. We do 2 classes a day. And then it was such a lazy workout. I just like made fun of it and it just felt good. So I started, especially recently, to post things that I like and not care about what anyone else would think. And such a liberating feeling. I
Oh, I
don't
bet.
know where I was before.
You used to think about it a lot, what people were going to think, what you posted.
No, I had my podcast Instagram for to post more of myself, you know?
Uh,
But then it got hacked and deals. That's why I don't lost people there. So
ah,
it all my followers got deleted or the people I follow got deleted. And then I remembered you and I was like, let me find him with my personal Instagram. So I started to do that with my personal Instagram too, like post random quotes or add like a quote. I love quotes. I have like a whole notebooks here for quotes. I write them down. So I started to add quotes on the posts, for example, because that's me. And I wouldn't do that before because I would be like, that's weird. Why would I add a quote on a picture? But then I was like, no, this is me. This is me now. I'm gonna do it. I don't care.
I love it. Yeah, I
Oh,
love it.
I love it too.
That's how you got to be. Just like I don't care and just free and just do your thing. And if nobody
Yeah.
like get on board with you or whatever, then see.
Yeah, and not just on my podcast Instagram because I was so sad when my podcast Instagram was gone and I couldn't share the stuff like that more. And then I was like, I'm gonna do it with this one too. So yeah,
Somebody hacked it.
yeah, that's a long story. My ex did that
Oh, okay.
when I broke up with him. Because when I break up, I just break up and cut people off. I don't know if it's right or wrong, right for me. If I don't like something, I'm gonna communicate if it's unacceptable for me, if it's truly unacceptable. Because I'm like a work it out type of person, but I'm not like disrespect me or like yeah, disrespect me and then stay type person. I'm like, I'm gonna work it out as long as if it's like, I don't know, or how should we make this work. But then if I feel disrespected or not valued or not seen or not appreciated, that's not for me. Why would we stay in those situations in friendship or family members or nail girl or whoever it is? Like, I feel like you should not stay. That's when your vibration gets really high, when everyone in your life just adds on to it. Like me and my girls, we see each other, our energy gets raised more and more. That's what I want in any relationship. So because I was done, and I never talked to the people, then I feel like he thought I would go talk to him after that or something. I don't know, but I did not. I was like, even when that happened, I was like, oh, that's sad, but what am I gonna do about it? Like,
So it was
it's done. What am I gonna do about it?
it seems weird, like this, like that was just a ploy just to try to get at you, like hacking your Instagram.
I don't know. I
Upset.
don't know. That's
Yeah.
just what I think. That's just what I think because when I'm down with a person, I block them and I never talk to them. So maybe he thought that I would talk to him. I don't know what he thought. That's what I think. Because why else would you do that? Because he was not a bad person. That's the thing. But when people are triggered, they don't make right decisions.
I agree.
Yeah, we all have been probably there when we don't make right decisions. So probably he was triggered by me not contacting him at all suddenly. So maybe he thought that. But then I was like, oh. Then I was like, okay, what am I gonna do about it?
Really petty to do something like that, just to.
Yeah. But because I was kind of a little sad because I started to have viral videos,
Yeah.
my podcast videos. One of them had like 14K views.
Nice.
And then I started to have that and I was like, gone.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, and the people, obviously I did not remember every Instagram handle.
It's tough, yeah.
Yeah, yours is so easy to remember, name and last name.
Yep, I keep it easy.
Also, I really loved your interview, so I remembered your name and last name.
Yeah.
But like, obviously, I didn't remember majority of them.
I'm the same. I mean, I usually don't remember half the people on my Instagram unless I was like I randomly see them on the post or whatever. I was like, oh yeah, follow that person. Like
Yeah,
it's like, oh yeah, that's
yeah,
her. Okay, but yeah, that's it. So
yeah.
I've been trying to do a detox of social media a little bit.
Mm,
That makes sense. Well, and when I say that, I'm just more of just like I'm not trying to be on my phone as much. It's like as far as like, all right, do a little bit scrolling through here, blah blah blah, then done. Like I try to like just limit myself.
How do you try it? Any tips?
For me, it works because, well, the best thing I can do is like I'll turn my phone screen on its uh face down, put it on vibrate, and then I just put it in another room. And like, all right, I'm gonna go into this room and do whatever I have to do and just completely forget about it. That
Mm,
that helps me the most. And then like even when I'm at the gym, I'll throw it in my bag and just have it in there for an hour plus. It's like, hey, I don't need my phone right now. Nobody really needs to be finding me. So that's the thing. I guess that's my tip is just like put it as far as away from you as you can. Because
I agree.
yeah, because like
That
even
helps.
when if I'm watching a baseball game or something, I'll just randomly pick them up and just start scrolling. It's like a habit. It's like a stupid habit. And I'm like, what the fuck did I just do?
Yeah,
It's been 20 minutes.
me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. And I'm watching.
Exactly.
I got some Instagram reels and thought they were pretty funny and got some laughs at them or something. But it was like, I just wasted 20 minutes. So
Mm,
that's the only thing that's been working for me is just
yeah,
basically hide it away from yourself. But also it's
put
just
it away.
yeah, but I mean I feel like I can't live without it though. It's like attached to me some fashion.
That's all. It's like trillions and billions are paid or like spent for us to be addicted on it. So we cannot also blame ourselves. So I like your approach, just like put it away because you cannot ask from yourself to not do it because that's designed for us to scroll.
Yeah.
So just like put it away.
Yeah, that's our main purpose was to figure out what will keep our attention on that screen for so long. And like you said, they've done really well with it. They know the secret sauce. But yeah, I mean,
They
it
are listening to us probably now. Do you
prob-
know how you get? Don't you get the ads You mentioned you
Yes.
have a conversation about something and you get the ads,
Yes.
then probably we'll get some ads. It's like, do you want to scroll less?
Yeah.
Or YouTube videos of how to be without screen or phone.
Yeah. No, I can't remember if I told you, but I'm like one of the I work in IT. And so it seems like I always have to have some type of screen with me no matter what. So that's really like hard for me to kind of always keep it away and put it because like, I'll
Mm.
look up I like if I'm out remotely working somewhere, I'll look up stuff on my phone that I need or whatever. So it's like, damn, I need to get this thing away. But it's, like you said, it's the only thing I can do at the time. But yeah, I have noticed like ads come up randomly during conversations and stuff. And I was like, just talking about that. What the hell? Like I didn't even Google anything yet. It's so annoying. So, but yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, you get a little taste of it. Like I do a lot of classes and stuff where I have to, like, especially now with artificial intelligence being the big thing, I have to listen to stuff like that. And I was like, oh yeah, they are really watching us all the time. And who is they?
Oh, they are.
Yeah, maybe they're not. I don't know, but maybe that's just speculation. But there is sometimes when you see like those ads, it's like, well, something's going on here. But
Yeah, exactly.
like I don't know. I don't want to say it like they are watching all the time, but there's yeah, something's going on.
Yeah, something is going on for sure. That's the best way to put it. It's like, I don't know what, but something
Yeah.
isn't quite right here. What do you have on behind? Is it cars?
Oh yeah. So Lego, Legos.
My son loves Legos.
So
I have Lego all over the house.
yeah, that's
Is it made from Legos?
yeah, all those are Legos. Right. And
Wow.
then hold on, wait. All right, this is gonna get real nerdy right here. So
Okay, show me.
okay, get my camera here. All right, so here is like a little city.
Did you build all of that?
Yeah, so I'm
That's hard.
yeah,
That is hard.
yeah, so that's like a little city I got going on here. And then I got like
Little Nintendo head there.
yeah, I haven't and then like all those are ones I still need to build. So
So, do you enjoy probably enjoy
there's
obviously you enjoy building them, but is it more like what is it fun or is it like a meditation or like is it
yeah.
joyful?
So
What
it's definitely fun and it's kind of like a meditation, I would say, just because it's me just sitting in my room or kitchen table, wherever I do it at. And I'll put on some music and I'll pour a drink and I'm just, let's go at it. It's just like it's
mm,
relaxing and like you're also like doing something at the same time, like seeing something come together. And it's like, yeah,
mm, like Jiu-Jitsu.
yes, exactly. It's just one of those things that, plus, I rarely go out much anymore. Like, if I do go out, it's like what you were talking about. Like, if people from the gym want to have a party or meet at the brewery
Mm,
or something like that. But I just don't go out just to go out, really. Just, I don't know if that's my age now or what. But so, like, when I get home, like, I'll just sometimes just build this thing and just sit and relax. And
peaceful. How old are you now?
37,
Oh, you don't look 37.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, you really, 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 really don't look like 37. Oh my gosh. How are you taking care of yourself? Teach us some skincare routine.
I don't have one of those, but I do try to, 6 days a week I work out. If I try to eat pretty well, and fitness and like health means a lot to me, especially as I get older. Because you see people who almost can barely cross the street or whatever, and it's like, man, I don't want to be like that when I get older.
Oh
So
my God, yeah. How do you sleep? One thing, you told me what I want to improve. Since I came back to Georgia, in US, you guys, Starbucks is open like 4:45 a.m., whatever. Here, life starts late, finishes late. Late, late, late. Like malls close at 11 p.m.
really,
Mall. Everything is open at 12 night, 1 a.m. So many cars outside. My sleep scheduled, even though I'm doing the morning classes and working out, I go to bed so late. How do you sleep? Do you sleep? How is your sleep schedule?
yeah, I prioritize sleep, so I'm always in bed by 11 o'clock. 11.
How? I
I
used to do that, but then I came back here and then
think
we finished working out. Sorry to interrupt you. We leave gym at like 10:45 p.m.
so. I'm out of the gym by like 7 o'clock, and so like this is like here's a run through my day. So like I get to work like 7 a.m. I usually leave work around 4, and by 4 o'clock I'm in my gym, getting my workout in. And if I have to coach a couple classes, then I do that. And then I'm home by like 7 or 8, making dinner, whatever I got to, and just like between that time, between 8 and 11, I can either watch a show, read whatever I'm reading right then, or build a Lego. But it's like 11 o'clock, no matter what, I'm getting in bed. So I'm really like a routine, structured type person, and I like that stuff. So it's like I got to follow my routine, I guess, and it works well for me. I mean, yeah, it's a kind
Yeah,
of boring, yes, but also that I feel good, almost every day. So because of the sleep and plus I'm
I
feeling.
need that.
So I don't know. I think, if you used to do it, you can do it too. You just train yourself to do it. Like, yeah,
I
somebody,
don't even want to do it. I just know I have to do it. That's the thing.
what?
Because our classes start 8 p.m. 8 p.m. For example, no gi class. 9 p.m. we start to roll. Then we go to sauna, you shower, and then you leave gym. Sometimes we close the gym at like 11 p.m. And then sometimes after gym we go to eat.
Yeah, see, yeah.
And then yeah, imagine when I go to bed. But the thing is, I know I should have a better schedule, but I prioritize those things more. I don't know. It will come to me as other things came, probably. I used to be in bed at 10 p.m. in US, go to 6 a.m. yoga classes. Who was that person? Now the earliest class we have is 9 a.m. And then I try to leave my son early in the school. Now he has school break. So I try to leave him at 8:30 and then be in my classes at 9 a.m. I still bring my son. I wake up early. The waking up early is not the problem. Going to bed early is
Yeah. Well,
because I still wake up.
how many hours of
And
sleep?
then I take naps.
Oh, I'm not a napper. I don't do
Oh,
that.
I love
That's what helps me
naps.
too. Is that like I'm 11 o'clock? It's like I'm tired. I'm defeated. Go to bed. But nah,
Mm.
I've never been a nap guy unless I
I
have to.
love naps. Even if my sleep schedule is amazing, I would still take a 10-minute nap. Like I'm like a cat, put me in the sun, give me just a pillow and the blanket. I'm like, oh, I love my naps.
How many hours of sleep do you think you get a night, roughly?
I don't know. If my son has a school, I would be in bed before 2 a.m. and then wake up 6 hours probably. But the thing is, I can run on any amount of sleep, but then I take a nap, which work helps. But I feel how my nervous system is way more peaceful when I'm on my sleep schedule, when I'm in bed before 12. What I can do is probably have a goal to be in bed before 12
Yeah, that's a good goal.
a.m. or p.m. Which one is that one? Night.
That would be AM.
Yeah. I don't know.
Some
I
people
don't
can
know.
just operate on less hours of sleep and they're completely fine. I don't know how they do it, but if it's genetics or if it's just they've adapted and figured it out. But yeah, they can get 3 to 4 hours of sleep and they feel like that's all they need. But
Yeah. I have lots of energy since I'm a child. I never slept even as a child, so I don't know. We'll see about that.
looks like you're doing fine. So I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, but imagine if I slept, how much energy would I have?
Yeah.
3 classes a day, 3 jiu-jitsu classes a day.
And that was the thing. Like someone told me how much recovery plays into sleep and stuff and from your workouts and stuff. And I was like, I guess that's why I got into the habit of like no matter what, I'm going to bed.
That inspired me to really, because no one around me sleeps on time because we are all in Georgia.
Yeah.
So maybe I could, like, if Chris can do it,
You can do it. Yes, you can do
I
it.
can do it.
You really want to do it, you can do it. Trust me.
Yeah, I have to force myself to want it. That's the thing.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
Yeah,
You'll
thank you. Thank you
be
from the bottom of my heart.
But what else? What else is up? What else is there anything?
What else is up for you? I know you are the host, but like, I'm curious about you too.
Well, let's see. Not much has changed with me since the last time we've talked, but
You are in better shape.
I'm probably
Wait, yeah.
I've done one competition since, but it was
How
pretty.
does CrossFit competition even work?
The ones I do, you're guaranteed 3 workouts, sometimes 4, and just depending at the end of each workout how well you did. I mean, then at the end of the day, you get so many points. Like, so if you got first place, second place, blah, 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 you'll get so many points. And then if you have like the most points by the end of the day or whatever, or least points, however they want to scale it or score it, then that's it. No, it's really,
Interesting, actually.
it's like basically the ones I do, like you're guaranteed like a strength workout, like, you'll do something, then you have to hit like a max power snatch or something like that. Then the next few
Mm,
workouts will be just whatever they want to make it. And you don't know the workouts until about a week ahead, usually. And
mm.
they are long days. But yeah, I mean, I haven't done as many as I was doing, but just
How do you recover? Because we do sauna. We have a sauna and a cold plunge. How
ah,
do you recover?
that's two things I've been wanting to implement into my routine, but nobody in where I live in a very rural area where there's hardly like there's only a couple gyms and none of them really have a sauna. Nobody that I know is really doing cold plunge stuff yet, except they go to the we have like a Tractor Supply store, if you know what that is, and it's just
No.
like a farm store, and they buy these big like barrels that you
Okay.
cows or
Mm.
horses, and they make that their cold plunge. And I just haven't done anything like that yet. And plus,
Oh, so
my house
helpful.
is not that big, and so I haven't added anything like that. But I really want to do a sauna and cold plunge into my routine, just to become all the benefits of it. So.
Yeah. It's I feel when I do sauna after a workout, I feel it. Because when I wake up the next day, my finger, especially when I do jiu-jitsu every day, my fingers are not swollen if I do. Have you rolled hard and the next day, say for the people who are not doing jiu-jitsu, don't you feel like beat up in the morning? It's a different kind of pain, I swear. It's not
I'm
like my muscles are tense from a workout. It's like it's hard to get up from bed.
doing I've been doing cross for like 10 or 11 years, and I've never had any serious injuries. But doing jujitsu, I haven't had a serious injury yet, but I've noticed that it takes a whole different toll on my body. Just like you said,
Yeah.
fingers, my feet, where I'm, gripping the floor or whatever, trying to push myself. I get random I don't know if you can see these. Oh, get random bruises on my arms, and just it's tough. But I mean, I love it, and I still go back. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's just like, what the hell? What am
I
I getting?
agree.
It's beating me up.
Yes, a sauna helps a lot. And before I went to this gym, I didn't have a cold plunge. So when I got married, that's when I started. I do cold showers daily.
Nice.
And just even having a cold shower helps with jiu-jitsu stuff after jiu-jitsu feelings.
Yeah. Do you do it
Yeah.
every day, a cold shower? Do you like do a hot shower, then you do at the end of it do cold, or what? Do you just do?
Yeah, sometimes it depends. Sometimes I just do hot and cold and hot and cold, but I finish with cold all the time.
Yeah, I've heard that's what the best way to do it is.
Yeah,
That's
it
pretty
just
tough.
feels good.
Tough. Because a lot of people, like, I don't even like doing a cold shower, but that's pretty good of you to do that.
I love cold showers. And
Yeah.
also I can take cold. I don't know because of that, or I don't know why. But I can like go and have no reaction. Like I'm so proud of myself. Sometimes when guys go to the cold plunge, I'm like, oh, and I'm like, I'm just going in. I'm like, no reaction. And I'm like, my ego is like through the roof
Do you,
because they're like, oh,
do you do like 2 or 3 minutes in the cold plunge?
I can do like 5, 10 minutes in a cold plunge.
Oh,
But also, this is not a competition. I'm not saying this is a competition, but like there is a part of me, I'm not gonna lie, that feels good when guys are like shaking and running and coming out, and I can be there peacefully without making any face.
oh yeah.
Because breathing helps. Breathing helps. Especially like being a yoga teacher and used to teach yoga, like breathing and warming up myself with the breath and like being present in the body. That's mm, transfers to the cold plunge too.
Are you still doing yoga? Did you tell me this already? I can't remember. Then you used to
No, I
teach.
haven't told you. I I'm thinking I'm gonna start teaching again, to be honest. And there is a conversation going about that. But I have not taught since I came back from US. I have not taught yoga. I didn't want to be honest, because there was one place that like told me, we want you. We want a girl exactly like you to teach yoga. They were like, we're gonna give you a room. You can do your life coaching there. They asked me 3 times, 3 different meetings. And I just was like, no. I was very grateful for that, but I just wasn't at a place where maybe I wanted to teach. But right now I feel like, yeah, I could give again and then like spread my wings. I don't know. But yeah, after my divorce, I went inwards. I was like, who is Annie? What do I love? Like it was all about me, 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 me. I wanted to just like know myself without being a mother and a wife and a son, not son, but a daughter. Yeah, a son. So I feel like that period is over. Like the cocoon or whatever hybrid mode or what is it called? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
It
yeah,
took
you
some
go into your
time.
shell. Yeah, sort of. You go
Yeah,
back.
I was in my shell for sure. I was still doing stuff. I was still very um like going to the events and stuff, but like I wasn't ready to like do coaching and like yoga teaching because that's a different level of creating space for people.
Hmm. I get that.
Yeah, maybe I didn't want to. Who cares? Who cares? No one.
Maybe if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. That's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
My luck.
Do you do yoga?
I've done a few times, yes. It's not part of my
Mm.
routine, but I would like again, like we're in a rural area and there's no
Mm.
I don't know if there's any yoga studios in my city. But at our gym, we used to it was called Ramwad, and it was like CrossFit's version of yoga, but we everyone to stop doing it, so it kind of got phased out.
Mm.
There's a place not too far, it's about 30 minutes from where I live, but they do hot yoga, and I've always wanted to try that, but
Good. That's good.
I haven't done that yet, but I do want to go try that one day.
Oh, after Jiu-Jitsu, the hot yoga would be amazing. Yeah. I don't think we have hot yogas here. Maybe probably we have, but
Yeah.
it's not that popular as in the US. In US, like hot power fusion and hot yoga are very popular.
I recently learned about Kundalini yoga,
Mm.
which like the breath work and stuff like that. I've never done it, but just it was almost I didn't know it was a different type of yoga, and that somebody was talking about it where you can almost release like certain things in your brain where it kind of makes you like in a different dimension or something. I maybe really messed that up, but it was
Mm.
just because of
No,
the
no,
yeah. But I was
I
like,
had an experience one time in a yoga class. We were meditating, and then I literally left my body and was looking at myself from like outside. I had those just once with the meditation, but yeah, that was crazy feeling to look at myself from outside, literally looking at myself from outside.
so like you were looking at your body, like
From outside of my body.
I was trying to picture that just from the breath work,
That's
like it just puts you into that state.
yeah, breath work and then the yoga poses. And then I had that experience few times more, but not because of yoga. So when I gave birth and my son was not sleeping, I was so sleep deprived for first 11 months. I started to develop sleep paralysis. Have you heard about that?
I have.
Oh my God. So scary. So I started to have that out of body experiences few times. Thank God it was just few times because it didn't make me feel good. But through the meditation, I just had once where I just like left my body and just was looking at myself from outside. Crazy feeling.
What'd you think when you were like? Do you have any thoughts while you were looking at it, or were you just more of just,
So the moment is more like you don't think anything, you get so surprised, and the moment you get scared, you're out of it
huh? So it just goes away immediately.
immediately.
Ah,
When you get scared, it's like the meditation. You are in this state where thoughts don't come, and there's like this tiny space where you are just being, and then you have a thought, and then this magical state goes away.
kind of like a dream, like when you try to remember it, and then when you wake up, but you can't sometimes, kind of like that.
No, it's so real. It's
Okay.
more like a really real dream where you cannot understand, and you still there's part of you that doesn't think it was a dream. Like it's a really, really realistic dream. The feeling, it's because you were there and you saw yourself.
Like lucid dreaming. You know what that
Yeah,
is?
more like maybe lucid dreaming.
Like you can
But
control your dreams.
the last time it happened, before it happened, I talked to myself not to get scared when I had the sleep paralysis, so I could control it more.
Yeah.
And when I left, I could enjoy it a little more, because when you enjoy it, when your spirit live, like when you have that out of body experience, it's so like you are so lightweight, you feel so light, and then it's so dense or like heavier compared to that feeling that you are almost like, oh, like I didn't want to come back. But the first like 3 times got so scared I almost cried.
Wow.
Yeah. Hopefully I'm not gonna experience that anymore. I don't want that kind of
Oh, no,
experiences, you
can't
know.
experience that either. I don't think I know anyone
Yeah.
who has, other than you just talking about it, experienced sleep paralysis, or they never talked about it openly before. But
I don't, and major none of my friends know about it, because like that doesn't come up through the conversations, normal, regular, everyday conversations. And I'm not going out to being like, you know what, I had an out of body experience.
yeah, it's hard to just like say that over dinner, like
And they're like, yeah, okay, let's keep talking about weather.
let's move on. Shit. Wow.
Yeah,
So you haven't had a sleep paralysis in a while now.
no,
Good.
because I still like, even though my sleep schedule isn't the best right now, I don't wake up 10 times at night to
Hmm.
like, because when you have a toddler, you're or baby, you're different kind of exhausted,
Oh, sure.
way more than jiu-jitsu exhausted.
Oh, yes.
That's when I experienced what actually being tired, especially as a woman, and your body have been going through birth and stuff, so tired. So that was a different kind of tired, and that's when I had those episodes of sleep paralysis. And the first time I had like this, for the people who don't know, it's like your eyes are closed and you wake up, but you cannot move your body or talk, but you hear everything. And I wanted to scream to be like, call Andrew, my ex-husband, but you cannot. And then it's like for like few seconds, and then you can like move your body and wake up, but it's scary. Especially I had never had sleep paralysis. I had no idea what it was. And the first time it happened, I thought I was dying or
I
dead or something.
don't doubt it. I would think that too.
I was like, what is this? Because I could hear TV, I could hear him talking. I was screaming from inside, but it was like nothing was moving from outside. Oh, weird feeling.
Gosh.
Oh, I
Like
have
that for you.
chills even.
Yeah, that's scary.
Oh, it is scary.
Smoky. Smoky. Hmm. I'm gonna look more into that. But no, I mean, yeah, I've never experienced that. I don't know anyone who's experienced it, but it's just it's
Yeah, maybe probably they also don't talk about it over the dinner.
but the body's just weird that it just does that, right? Like you're just sleeping and all of a sudden you just become paralyzed at night. And it's just like what? Like why does the body do this? You know? So
Yeah, I think that was the time when I decided also, when I first had that was the day, maybe not the day, because I remember it as being that day. Probably it wasn't, I don't know. But that was the period, very short period of time when I was like, no phone in the bedroom. And that was the day I stopped bringing the phone in the bedroom. I stopped like scrolling before the sleep. And then so as I have a bedroom phone, which only there is meditation and like alarm and nothing else separately, but I don't bring my regular phone in the bedroom since that day. Probably that helped. Probably that's what I thought might have helped.
good.
But it brought some advantage to my life, because I was like, how can I make sure this is never gonna happen to me? And then I changed a few things around my habits.
Well, good.
So yeah.
Forward, like making changes. You just talked about figuring things out. That's awesome.
Yeah, you have to. Because I was not willing that to happen ever again, but it happened 2 more times, not as close to each other. One time it happened in a van. I was sleeping and the sun was directly hitting me. Maybe that had also to do something with it, for like hours, because me and my ex were sleeping in the van. My ex-husband was driving. So that's when I also had another one.
How long did it last for? Do you remember?
you feel like it's longer than it is, but it's probably shorter than I feel. I felt like it lasted like 10 seconds. Probably it was just 1 or 2 seconds. I don't know. But you feel like it's longer than it is.
I can see that. That's just like, in wrestling and jiu-jitsu, you think you've been going for 5 minutes and you only been going for 30 seconds or something.
Exactly. Or when you take a nap, or like when you take a nap and you wake up and you think you just slept for 10 minutes and it's has been like 3 hour nap or something.
Yes.
It's like, oh, I just woke up and someone is like, no, you just slept an hour or something, probably.
Yeah.
But for me it lasted like 10 seconds. Probably it was just like 2 or 3 seconds. If looking back now.
Okay. I guess I don't have anything to compare it to, but I guess that's makes sense. I would assume.
Yes. Hopefully you will never experience it. Hopefully I will never. I also will
Like I said, like usually when
never
I go to
experience.
sleep, like I'm pretty a deep sleeper. Like I'm out. So like the only
I'm
time I really
not.
wake up
That's
if my
so
dog's
good.
up or something. But other than
Your dog wakes you up?
sometimes, yeah, that's the only time I really wake up during the night if they wanna go out or if they hear something and bark or whatever. But that's really the only time I go out or wake up during
Mm,
the night. So yeah. Sleep's pretty got that pretty locked down, I feel like.
that's good. I wake up about everything. If someone just like, if my son would just like change sometimes and he sleeps below me, so I'm on the second floor, he sleeps, I would wake up. I'm really light sleeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have always been a light sleeper. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
As a mother, it's good because he if he was sick or something and he was like, Mom, I'm immediately up and going down. But that's so good. Maybe I should read more about it. Maybe I should do something to become a heavy sleeper, just an idea, just research
Yeah. It's always
how to become.
yeah.
Yeah, because you don't think you can Google stuff like that, but you can Google anything.
You literally can. Like yeah, like Google gets me far in life. So
Yeah.
just checking stuff out, looking up stuff, figuring out things at work that I don't know. I mean, that's kind of, I think I don't know if we talked about it before, but when I started the podcast, that's like Googling everything I could figure out. Like how do you edit videos? How do you get your podcast to be on a host platform? And what microphones do you need? Blah, blah, blah. So yeah.
Yeah. But you also don't think about Googling stuff like how I Googled like how to like fold a kimono and or how to clean house quicker or like stuff like that you can also Google. And then I learned how to speed clean and it changed my life.
What is
Yeah,
speed?
speed clean. So first of all, like you get yourself motivated. Like you don't think like, oh my God, I have to do the dishes and all of that because it gets you stuck. Like you are just like stuck and you just already lazy and you already set yourself up for failure. And speed cleaning is more almost like having a plan. This is where I'm gonna start. This is what I'm gonna do. You set a timer and you do anything you can. You are not like running around, but you do it fast, focused, and being in the moment and fully focused on that 10 20 15-minute timer and you do whatever you can in those 15 minutes. I have get done so much more than in 1 hour because in an hour you are like, oh my God, then you sit down and you watch a video and all of that.
That's me.
So you set a timer like 5 minutes, for example, and around kitchen you do whatever you can in 5 minutes. And also I know you are a little, I don't know how much, but it seems you are a competitive person. So then you get into this mode of like, I want to do the most in this 5 or 10 minutes. You
Yes.
just clean the whole house in like 15 minutes or 20 minutes.
All right, I want to I'm gonna write this down. Speed clean. Um,
Speed clean. Have a plan and just do that. No music, nothing.
yeah.
Just cleaning.
Just clean.
No music. Fully focused on the task in front of you, which is cleaning. Try that.
Okay. I'll do that. I'm gonna at least try it because I hate cleaning and I hate I don't know why, but I just don't like. I guess it's boring to me and stuff. So if I can do
Mm,
something like 5 minutes, and I was like, all right, I can do I can do anything for 5 minutes, I guess. So I'll just clean for.
yeah. You can do a lot in 5 minutes. Maybe someone is listening now and they're like, what can I do in 5 minutes? Trust me, when you are like into the mode of speed cleaning, you do a lot in 5 minutes.
Mm. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. And but
Thank you.
let's take it home on that right there, Annie. I got to get out of here. Anything else you want to say or talk about real quick?
I feel like we talked about everything we should have talked about.
Yeah, we did good.
Yeah, and yeah,
And it was like I've
as
liked how we just were able to start talking and like kind of picked up where we left off, if that makes sense.
yeah, we literally catched up on life, and yeah,
Yeah.
this is what kind of conversations you love to have, and that's what kind of conversations I love to have. So amazing. Thank you again so much for saying yes to this and having this amazing chat with me.
Open invite. So yeah, like you said, you're one of the cool people that I got to meet through this podcast and thing that I've been doing. So yeah.
This is also a heart.
This what?
This is a heart. See, this is how we do in the gym, girls. Or like when you don't have this is also a heart. Like you take this and do this.
Right.
Exactly, a heart.
Like this?
Yes, yes. See, it's a heart.
I guess I kind of see it.
Yeah. A
Okay.
heart to you. He's like, is it a heart or no? But
I'm
here, here you something.
practicing this now. All right. All right. This was fun.
A heart to you and to your listeners.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. No, that'll work. But all right. Well, thanks again, and that's it. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Okay.